Hi and welcome to my channel. This is the very last episode of Lessons from My Father. It's been a whole 3 weeks talking to you about things that I've learned along the way, and I hope one or two things have inspired you to be better, to do better in your life, to be there for your children. I hope you've learned something. This is Caroline's Closet. With me, Caroline Kamau. We talk about one more thing, and this time around, of course, I'll have a guest with me to talk about this. That's my sister. My sister is already laughing, I don't know why, but yeah, meet my sister, our youngest sister. Like I said, we are a family of 6. This is one of them, Lispa Wangui. Karibu to my channel, Caroline's Closet.
Thank you.
So we've been talking about lessons that we've learned. Okay, lessons that I have learned along the way from our dad. So I don't know what it is that you learned as you were growing up from Mzee.
Clearly you can see I don't want to be here.
Oh God, did you
No,
just say that?
not because I don't want to. Like, she's the one in media, not me, so this is not my strong suit.
Okay, fine.
And she did all the good things before me, so yeah. So I think the most important thing I learned from my dad was what to expect from a man or my partner in the future.
You did?
Yes.
Where was I when you were learning that one?
I wonder the same thing.
Okay.
Like a man should be a good father, which he was, that he should be a good husband. Like, I also do not understand how after over 30 years of being together, how you still have things to talk about with your wife, how you still go to church together, and he also told us go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Even today he calls me every Sunday, like, will you enter church?
When do you remember siku ya church, if you don't go to church, you actually used to lock the house. If you're not going to church, car inje. And while today I can clearly say I don't go to church every Sunday, but I think that has taught us something. You have a conscience, I think, growing up.
And it's important to have a good relationship with God, like, even when things, like, you feel like you've done something that's really horrible, that none of your friends could understand, like, God is just the one person you can talk to. He will not go and blabber to your friends or anything. Like, when you're in your pit of shame, like, he's like that one safe place you can go and talk to someone.
I know. And like I said, I may not go to church every day. Sometimes it's because of commitments of work. I don't know that I'm completely honest with that one, but yeah, sometimes it is. But now that I have a child of my own, I have wanted to go to church more to do. And I want my child to be able to have that kind of background as well. Because, I think the Bible says that, if you teach your child certain ways, then when they grow up, then they will not depart from it. So it is now that I can cultivate that in my child, for example. So it's important every other time, as much as sometimes I'm tired or, I'm not in the mood, I try to do it for myself, but even more importantly, for my child. So making sure that your child goes to church is important. It will give them a conscience. A relationship with God is equally important for anyone. For your child, for yourself, it is important.
I think the other thing I learned from my dad was loving your children. I know you can never love everybody equally, but for some reason we have those people who are good in math, others in literature, others in medicine. Yeah. You never felt like you are less than because you are not good at something. My dad somehow managed to have a bond with all the kids, 6 of us, despite us being totally different people.
Yeah.
He just found a way to relate with you, whether it was me doing homework or you with someone else walking to church or going to his workplace. He somehow made time to make all the kids feel special. There was never a certain place you aspired to be, that you just had to be you. See the way my sister was saying that she would always tell you, be your own self. And that meant that if you wanted to be an artist, that's fine. If you wanted to be someone who was into the books, that's fine. If you wanted to be someone who was into sports, that was fine. It was never about him wanting you to be something. You just had to be yourself, and that was good enough for his dad.
Yeah. We didn't talk about mom and what we learned about mom. Maybe you can just say one or two things.
Cooking, definitely. My mom is a great cook. Yeah, I learned how to cook from my mom.
Yeah.
That she was never like, this is my money, so nitajiwekea kwa mfuko. Like if my dad was low somewhere, she would pick up. Like you would never hear that one of us was sent to school because my dad didn't have money. If my mom had money, she would chip in. Like they are a true partnership.
They are.
Everyone helps make sure that the family stays whole.
Yeah, and I don't know whether we are taking this video a little too far, but I think now that we talk about money, we didn't talk, well, earlier I did not talk about the importance of open conversations about finances in relationships, because I think that is something we had from a very young age from my parents. I remember there's a time when things were like really tight, and four of us, I think, were in high school. The first, I think, were we in high school at the same time? I did what?
Just Kimani and no, actually, you finished. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I was in college.
The three of you.
Okay, at least the first, second, and third born, we were in uni. I mean, in high school at the same time, and so you can imagine how expensive it was. But I remember there's a time when things were so tight, and my parents at one point came up with their pay slips. Wakatupatia. You remember? You know, this is what I earn. This is what your mom earns. This is what your fee statements, you know, each and everyone individually, this is what your fee statements, this is what is required of us as far as school fees. These are your shopping lists. You know, shikeni pesa gawaneni. Because like you remember I was saying in the first videos, the way I used to cry when going back to school because sijanunuliwa snacks. You know.
Almost literally cancelling those.
Yeah.
You don't need this, you don't need this.
Yeah. But I think it got to a time where they wanted us to understand like what kind of money they were working with.
We are not holding, we are not taking things away from you, like we literally have given you everything.
Everything, yeah. And I know that is debatable. At what point do you introduce, you know, your children to the question of money and how you spend money in a relationship? But I think at some point it's important to have those conversations with our children. You know, when they are grown enough, it's important to have those conversations with our children about money. Just be honest about if things are tight at home. Aki, ongea tu na watoi. I think we underestimate our children, but they do understand, because I think at some point, especially after that conversation with my parents, where they showed us their pay slips, and you know where we put, you know, our fee statements and our shopping lists all on the table, we were able to understand that, man, they're doing everything they can. They're not holding anything back, like you said. So like we really have to just be content with whatever it is they're giving us. Yeah. A lot more can be learned, by the way, on this show, and a lot more will be learned on Caroline's Closet. Koi, thank you so much for joining me.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'll hold you to that. So, Caroline's Closet continues next week. We have a whole new topic, and you do not want to miss out on this. We get deep in the next conversation. I'm sure there will be tears, I'm sure there will be laughter, but at the end of the day, there will be great lessons to be learned on Caroline's Closet in the next few coming weeks. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. It is Caroline's Closet. Please subscribe, share, bring in your comments. I'll be reading each and every one of them. And let's continue to grow, and let's continue to make this better. Let's continue to live a healthier, happier life. I'm Caroline Kamau. See you again next week.